as well. Pradeep Ranjan Bose, direct question on the entire issue of development, the promise of Parivartan versus the issue of Bengali pride. Which narrative will really succeed? We don't know, but that's certainly how this election seems to be poised.
Yeah, we have to see it also because the state has reached to such a pass that development agenda is missing. You have heard from the ruling party that spoke about fish. And throughout the election campaign, there was no development agenda. They say that cash handouts as development. I mean, this is a very sorry state of affairs. So, but that is. And there is a history. Every government, every time regime changed over here is on the back of violence and by chasing away industry. So that has been the trend in West Bengal. Whether that change comes this time is to be seen. And that said, other parts about, I think there are three things which will play significant role in this, whether, power tilts or to whichever side. There were tribal votes, women votes, and the Hindi-speaking votes. So tribal part is over almost, and it is the Hindi-speaking part which will come on this phase, and women votes is something to be seen what happens in the state throughout. So this is, this is the gist of whole state of affairs.
Right. And in fact, the women voters who we just spoke to, of course, seem to be diehard supporters of Mamata Banerjee. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But I'd like to bring in Nikhil Jain on one aspect. Nikhil Jain, very curious set of statements that Rahul Gandhi has given. And certainly, of course, when there's an attack that has taken place on his party worker, when Rahul Gandhi speaks out on that, there is no surprises. But when he talks about Mamata Banerjee and issues of corruption, raises Sharda, Narda, etc., and at the same time accuses the central government of misusing agencies, one really wonders what is the coherent strategy. Is he trying to put his alliance partners on the mat? Because once again, he has attacked the Mamata Banerjee government on law and order and other issues.
Madam, let me point out a couple of things very clearly. The TMC is not part of the India Alliance, number one. Number two, the Congress party is contesting on all 294 seats in the West Bengal elections.
TMC has pulled out of the India Alliance.
TMC is not a part of India Alliance, I can show it to you. On many different incidents, the TMC and the I.N.D.I.A party do stand with members of the India Alliance and the Congress party. It's an issue-based support, but they are technically not a part of the India Alliance, and nor is the I.N.D.I.A party. Be that as it may, in the West Bengal state elections, 294 seats, the TMC is contesting 294 seats. The Congress is contesting a majority of them. The two players are opposed to each other, and nobody can deny from the fact that there is indeed a serious law and order issue in the state of West Bengal. And of course, Mamata Banerjee, as the leader of the government, as the chief minister, is the one to be blamed, is the one to be taken jibes at. And that is exactly what Rahul Gandhi is doing. I don't see anything wrong with that. But what Rahul Gandhi is also saying is that Mamata Banerjee's poor control on law and order is actually what is allowing for the BJP to make inroads in West Bengal, which is a much bigger danger than anything else that we talk about. And as very well evidenced by the BJP's own campaign, that they don't really understand the culture of Bengal, or let alone even the culture of India. They talk about Vande Mataram, which and they say कि हमने वंदे मातरम को सम्मान दिया. It is ridiculous. It was the Congress party and Dr. Rabindranath Thakur and other people from Bengal who were the stalwarts in the Congress.
Now, Nikhil, I want, first of all, Shubhankar, I want you to answer. Have you heard of this breaking news that Nikhil Jain just gave us, that TMC is not part of the India Alliance bloc at the centre? I was not aware of it. Maybe you have some other insight. Maybe your alliance partners have fought and not declared it to us.
Madhav, actually, I'm not amazed, and I have to do a lot of defense against all these guys, actually. So the funny thing is, when it comes to Rahul Gandhi, I remember the proverb that we learned in a very early childhood: "Rolling stone gathers no moss." So Rahul Gandhi is that kind of leader who is harming his own party much more than he is harming the entire bloc. So when Nikhil comes up and says that TMC is not a part of India bloc, Aam party is not a part of India bloc.
No, Aam party is officially pulled out. I don't remember hearing the statement when TMC officially has. At the national level at least.
That's what I'm saying, Madhav. So I guess then India bloc, according to Nikhil, will be only the Congress party only. Because rest all parties do come together on some occasion or the other. But it is the Congress which we never find it standing with either of the opposition parties over here, be it Sapa, be it any party in every different state. Because the problem with them is it is their fight for survival in every state election. It is their fight of survival So that doesn't make them, the leading group of India Alliance ever. And that is why the India Alliance is suffering so much of, attacks. And that is the reason the India bloc cannot shine that much that it could have been. And I guess somewhere the India bloc has to, it has to do without Congress till the time a government alternative is found at the center. So that is the thing what I think Nikhil Jain was also saying from the other way around. But the thing remains, of course, the Congress is not a part of India
Nikhil,
bloc
one question though
because-
you have to answer. What is happening in this election is quite alarming, and I think it would be alarming for anybody who's, watching what's happening with the India Alliance, because you have Rahul Gandhi not campaigning actively with Mr. M.K. Stalin. There are attempts to reach out at TVK, attempts for very hard bargaining statements against the DMK that are coming in from Tamil Nadu, and now we are seeing a similar sort of situation. This time, Rahul Gandhi openly speaking out against Mamata Banerjee. While they may not have an electoral alliance for the purpose of the state, Mamata Banerjee and TMC are very much within the opposition India bloc at the national level.
Madhav, like I said, that you would not be able to find a single meeting of the India Alliance that has been attended by TMC since August last year. And that's my point remains simple, that when you talk about cornering
But they still
Modi
haven't pulled out, so you're
government-
factually not correct over there.
I'm not able to find the article. Perhaps I stand corrected, but be that as it may, my point remains that at the national level in the parliament, when to counter the Modi government, the Aam Aadmi Party, TMC, Congress Party, all these parties come together and stand against vociferously against the Modi government. But we are talking about state elections. Let's not forget that the Congress in Kerala fought against the CPM, which is very much a part of the India Alliance, has been a part of the UP, and pretty much every time. For decades, CPM and Congress have been in an alliance at the national level, yet they continue to fight against each other at the state level, which is exactly what we're seeing in West Bengal between the Congress and TMC. And similar thing we saw in the local body elections of Maharashtra when the Eknath Shinde faction was contesting against the BJP and Ajit Pawar.
Okay, is this a sign of things to come? Is this a bigger national template? And what are going to be the national implications if alliance partners are seen bickering in election campaigns such as this? These are some of the important questions that arise. Dr. Nikhil Prasoon, Pratim Ranjan Bose, Shubhankar Bhattacharya, Advocate Nikhil Jain, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.